Alright, it's making another circuit through here in fully stabilized mode, and then we'll put it in gyro mode. See what we have. Alright, climb up a little bit. Climb up a little bit. Alright, we are in gyro mode now. Nice roll rate for that type of plane. Alright, let's see here. How about that? I've got my ESKY Mini ES2 out here today, and I converted it from a single pusher motor to twin tractor. It still flies off of a 2S power system. Let's put it in the air and see how well it flies. Got a little bit of wind out here today, but I did this because I felt like this Mini ES2 airframe was a really good airframe. It, you know, stock, it flies really, really well. It's very stable. It's a very nice slow flyer, you know, docile plane, beginner plane in gyro mode, in a fully stabilized mode. Now, its 3D mode stock was terrible. I didn't care for it at all. I mentioned that in the review video. But I kept the airframe because I thought it was a really good one. And we'll see how it works out. But let's get it in the air, launching. Well, we're off. Oh, looky there. So far, so good. Oh, let's get a nice hum to it. What do you guys think? So far, so good, huh? Of course, this is in fully stabilized mode. Alright, so we'll get it up here in a second. That is sweet. Okay, I want to gain a little altitude, and we'll put it into gyro mode, which is just wind mitigation mode. Gonna need that today, that's for sure. Alright, I come through here, put it into, oh, ooh, alright, I thought I heard a little glitch there on the one of the ESCs. I'm not sure. Alright, we are in gyro mode now, wind mitigation mode, so let's see, get her into the wind here. I think I have my timer set for 5 minutes. I can't remember. I've got a 2S 700 milliamp hour LiPo in it. I think it's a 25C. These motors do not, this power system, these motors and props do not pull. Oh, look at that. From a slow start. We did a split S maneuver from a slow start. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's get it pointed into the wind here. Nice. I had kind of a hard time doing that with the stock pusher motor on it. Alright, let's come through here, see what else. Let's see what we could do as far as rolls. Now, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time, but if I remember correctly, it had a pretty good roll rate to it. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a nice roll. And I think, I'm trying to remember, with the weight of the plane and the thrust from the two motors, I think I've got about a 1.6, a 1.5 to a 1.6 to 1 thrust to weight ratio, but I'm pretty happy with that. That's performing really, really well. Look at that. It is a good airframe. I've got a nice little twin tractor motor plane here now. I'm kind of thinking that maybe they should have done this to begin with. Of course, it was supposed to be a beginner plane, so it's always better to have the motor in the back, you know, a pusher motor, you know, the way it was originally set up for an absolute beginner. So when you nose it in, it doesn't hurt the motors. But man, well, look at that. This seems pretty darn stable. Well, let's try to roll to the right. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice, guys. I'm pretty happy with it. One thing I was worried about was the motor angle, because you know the wing is it's a top wing, so I wasn't sure about that. I thought maybe those motors would going to pull the nose down, but it seems to be working just fine, no problem at all. I'm pretty happy with it, I have to say. I have to say, that's a pretty nice flying little twin motor plane now, with some power. You can do some decent aerobatics with it fairly easily now. Awesome. This is another project, another conversion. Oh, there's my timer. Another project that turned out pretty darn well. Better than I thought it would. Alright. I think I've confirmed what I said. I think it is a really, really good airframe. Okay, so put it in fully stabilized mode, bring it in here, see if we can float it in. How about that? That is a short landing aircraft. Alright, so mission accomplished. That turned out better than I had hoped. It looks like I got the motor angles just right on it, because it was maintaining its line, you know, at cruising speed. It wasn't nosing up or nosing down. It was pretty easy to hand launch. It's pretty easy to land. It's still a pretty docile plane, but it has enough power now that you can do aerobatics with it fairly easily, and it has a decent amount of power. You know, 1.5 to 1 to a 1.6 to 1 thrust to weight ratio for this type of plane, I think is pretty good. And I should get some decent flight time out of it too. That's a wrap on this episode. So stay tuned, and I will see you next time in the Tinkerz Lab.